Hello and welcome to another episode of the Beer Chronicles, the show where I drink beers that are pictured on this poster until I've drunk them all, and then I can finally get rid of the bloody poster. If you want more of an explanation as to the hows and whys of this, then check out the first video in this series where I try Budweiser. So far I've been giving a sort of brief description every time I start one of these, but I sort of don't want to keep doing that in every episode, because there are going to be a lot of episodes, and that would be a lot of me saying the same thing. So I'm going to leave it at watch the first episode if you want to know more. But other than that, I'm going to be drinking a beer and talking about whatever's on my mind. Today's beer in question is Fuller's London Pride. This is another one like last time that I haven't tried yet. So this will be a new experience for me. Let's crack that open right away so we can get started. Yeah, that's alright, that is. It's quite nice. The Duvel last time had a stronger flavour, it was a lot more potent. This is sort of a similar flavour profile, but a lot more held back and subdued, a lot more subtle. But sometimes you don't want things to be really potent, sometimes you do just want it to be there more subtly, more comforting. No, that's nice. I could drink one of these. So, once again, like last time, as you can probably tell by the shadows on the side, I haven't bothered to get my lighting kit out again. I'm going to have to start doing that if I'm going to be filming so late. But I just really couldn't be bothered today. So I apologise for that. It's very unprofessional of me. Hell, these videos are casual anyway, so does it really matter if I'm not completely 100% professional in them? I've started going to the gym lately. Signed up to a gym near me known as Pure Gym. You may or may not have heard of it. And yeah, I'm doing that now. Trying to lose a bit of weight and improve my cardio mainly. So far, I've been going there a couple of weeks and it's going well. So wish me luck in the betterment of my body. Yeah, it's just me trying to live a bit of a healthier lifestyle, I suppose. Obviously, that being said, I'm not the healthiest of people. I drink alcohol, I eat fatty foods, and I'm not going to stop doing that anytime soon. I am trying to cut down on the amount I eat a bit. So I'm not necessarily eating healthily, but I am eating slightly less. I'm mainly trying to cut down on snacks because that's one of my biggest vices. I may put on more in snacks than I do in meals, to be fair, so I am really trying to cut down on that and just exercise more. So not the most strict regimen, but hopefully I will improve myself in some way. So yeah, I'm quite happy to be doing that. I'm glad that I've started to push myself in that direction. I think it's really needed. I just thought it'd be nice to bring that up, but that isn't mainly what I'm going to talk about. Today I sort of want to explain things about the last video, the Duvel video where I spoke about the Chris Chibnall era of Doctor Who. The video started off with a disclaimer that I recorded after recording the main video. In fact, I recorded it today just before doing this one. Yeah, in the disclaimer I explained that although I talk about the Chris Chibnall era of Doctor Who in the video, at the point when it was being recorded, they hadn't yet announced that Chris Chibnall was leaving the show after Series 13 and the 2022 specials. There's information that I didn't have, hence why I spoke in the video as if Chris Chibnall was still going to be continuing on for a while. I wasn't to know. And really it doesn't need explaining that much, so that's not why I'm explaining it in this video. I'm going to get into why now after another swig of this. The thing is, the reason that the video was recorded before that announcement, and yet the first video in this series wasn't uploaded until after the announcement, is because I was sort of holding on to these first few videos for a while before uploading any of them. And the reason I was doing that was because I have also been working for a while now, in fact for a few months even, on another series which I'm hoping to upload to YouTube at some point in the near future, near being a very relative term. And the reason that I'm holding on to these videos is because the other videos that I'm working on, I filmed a series that was back before, this is going to sound really stupid, it was back before I shaved my head. So I have hair in those videos, and I just felt that I would try to get those finished and start uploading them before I start uploading these, just for the sake of some sort of continuity. And that is really the only reason. It's not necessary to watch those before you watch these. The two videos aren't even linked. I just decided to hold on to these for the sake of internet continuity, and as a result of that, one of my videos became dated, and I immediately realised, okay, holding on to these was a bad idea. It's pretty minor and doesn't really affect things much for the last video, but who knows what I'm going to talk about in future videos. I don't have anything planned, but it could end up happening again with something that actually matters a bit more. So I'm going to start uploading these, and I say that from the point of view of someone who hasn't actually uploaded them yet. I'm recording whilst the first episode is uploading on my laptop next to me. Obviously, by the time you see this video, the 4 videos before it will have already been published on YouTube. But yeah, this is the last one that I am recording before any of them go up. As a result of this, these first 5 videos will be published relatively close to each other. I don't want people to mistake that for some sort of schedule. These videos really aren't going to have a schedule. These are going to be as and when they're ready. The good thing about these videos is that they are really simple. It's just me talking to a camera, and I'll cut out the little bits where I don't talk for a bit because I'm thinking of something to say, or, you know, there's little awkward silences in my conversation. I'll cut those out, and that's pretty much the only editing I need to do. As a result of that, these are really quick to edit. If it's down to just editing them, I can get multiple of these videos done in one day. And that's when this isn't even a job for me, this is in my free time. So these are very easy. However, with the other series that I mentioned, those are still going to take a while before I'm actually ready to upload any of them. I'll sort of explain what it is now. Basically, I was making a series of videos on how to make cocktails during the recent lockdowns that we've had here in the UK, during the pandemic with COVID-19. I decided to practice making cocktails. It was something to do while I was stuck at home, and I quite enjoy doing it. I still keep it up now, even though the restrictions are lifted and we can go out and buy our own drinks from pubs and cocktail bars and whatnot, but I still make myself cocktails at home when I'm in the mood. It's fun, it's delicious, and it's very easy. And I decided to make a series on it, and there are plenty of channels out there that exclusively do that, and I'm not trying to compete with any of them. It's just another bit of content to put on this channel. Sort of what this channel is really, it's just a sort of mashup of whatever I want to do at the time. But yeah, we got several of those filmed to make a sort of series, even though we're not planning on uploading them as multiple series. We have basically made what we are deeming our first series of those videos, and then from that point on, any cocktail video that we make after that will go up as and when each one is done. But I'm trying to get these first lots done in bulk and uploaded actually with a schedule. The problem with those is, even though they're all already filmed, they will take a long time to edit, unlike these videos, because the problem with those videos is that they were all filmed outside, because it was during a time when restrictions in the UK due to the pandemic meant that we couldn't film inside. we had to film outside. So we filmed outside in my friend's garden because he has a sort of bar set about there, and we thought that's perfect, we'll use that. Unfortunately, the equipment that I have isn't great for filming outside. The camera is fine. This camera is a really good camera and I'm glad that I got it. But I don't have any audio recording equipment that's suitable for outdoor recording. So we have been recording outside with the inbuilt mic on this camera. And while the inbuilt mic on this camera is fine for things like this, when we are inside and I am talking close to the camera, it doesn't work quite so well outdoors. And as a result of that, the videos that I have pretty poor audio quality. A lot of background noise is picked up, wind, noises from other people's gardens or the local area, other voices, general outdoor noises. As a result of that, I don't normally do a lot of audio editing when it comes to making videos for YouTube. I normally just, unless it's putting in background music and sort of leveling that out, that's the exception. But normally it's just cutting videos together, maybe doing some little effects if the video calls for it. Most of the time the audio is just as is. Sometimes I will take the audio and try to cut out as much of the background static as I can without ruining the audio quality. And that's generally how my video editing goes. But with these cocktail videos that I'm making, I am having to edit the audio levels quite a lot. Parts when myself or Adam, who is my friend who is also part of that show, and you'll see him when the videos finally get uploaded, I'm having to increase the volume at times when you can't pick up our voices quite as well. And then other times when our voices go louder, I'm having to dip the volume down. And I'm having to go through entire videos, bearing in mind that each video is in the realm of between 20 and 30 minutes long, maybe even longer than that. I can't actually remember off the top of my head. In fact, I haven't even edited them all, so I don't know. To go through each of those videos after editing the video footage together and listen to the audio second by second, working out when I need to adjust the levels and doing it, it takes longer than anyone who isn't aware of the editing process might think it would take. It is a long and arduous task, and there are many videos that I have filmed for the series, so I'm having to do quite a lot of them. So far I'm in the process of editing through the audio of the 4th video, and I'm in the process of editing together the video footage from the 5th video. So that's where I'm at. However, I don't actually know off the top of my head how many videos are in the whole series, but once I finish the 4th and the 5th completely, I won't even be halfway through. So it's still going to be a while before they're done. But because it's going to be a while, I cannot wait that long before I start uploading these. And as a result of that, these are up. Continuity be damned. If anyone doesn't see this specific video, they just see the earlier ones and then they see the cocktail ones at some point in the future, they're just going to have to assume that I regrew it, or that I focused really hard and squeezed the hair out of my head like Play-Doh. So yeah, I wasn't looking to announce this so early because of how long it's going to take for the videos to be done. But consider this the announcement. There are cocktail videos hopefully coming, as long as nothing, fucks up. Which this channel does have a history of that kind of thing sometimes happening. But that is the plan. Other than that, I do not have a lot of this beer left, so I will use the remaining time to quickly give my thoughts on Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker both leaving the show after this next season. Although I've not been a fan of Jodie's run, I'm not happy to see her go. I'm also not sad to see her go. I think she is a very fine actress, and I think under better direction, better writing, she could turn in a good performance for the Doctor. And so if she were to stay, I would still be okay with that as long as the stories were better written, because as long as they're better, she would be fine in the role. So, I'm not happy to see her go, but at the same time, based on what we've had so far, wiping the slate clean and getting a new Doctor in there, I'm fine with that. As for Chris Chibnall leaving, that is one that I'm more surprised about. I'm not necessarily surprised that Jodie Whittaker's leaving, even though not so many episodes have been filmed. From an actress's point of view, she has been that role for a long enough time now that she's going to want to move on to other things. That just happens. With the lack of actual episodes by number that she's done, she could probably have kept it going a bit longer, but it's not necessarily surprising to see her go at this stage, particularly with how poor the reaction to her Doctor is by some of the fans. She's not said that that's a reason at all. She's said that she's very happy with her time on the show and things along those lines. I don't have any direct quotes, so I'm not going to misquote her. But yeah, she seems happy with her time on the show, and it's just time for her to leave now. But I wouldn't be surprised if, even though she hasn't said anything, the negative reaction to her run may have persuaded her to leave sooner than she otherwise may have. That's just a theory, though. Don't take it as gospel. But Chris Chibnall leaving, that has surprised me more. He seemed like he was going to stay longer than that. Showrunners typically last more than one Doctor. Russell T Davies lasted 4 seasons and some specials. Moffat, he lasted... How many did he last now? That would have been like 5 or 6 seasons. Plus any specials that he did, which he did do a few. Plus the 50th anniversary as well. I mean, Moffat was there for a long fucking time. And then you get Chibnall, who is there for what will be only 3 seasons. And they are shorter than normal seasons. This new season that's coming out is only going to be 6 episodes long. That is a ridiculously short season. But then after that, there will be 3 specials. One airing on New Year's Day, and then the other 2 airing later in 2022. I believe one is going to be early in the year and one's going to be late in the year. That is the plan right now. I have mixed thoughts on this new series with the 6 episode format. It's been confirmed that what they're doing is, instead of an episodic series where each of the 6 episodes are their own enclosed story, they're instead doing one story that goes through all 6 episodes. As a fan of classic Doctor Who, this immediately screams Doctor Who serial to me, the old format of the show, and I am down for that. I am very much on board with the idea. I've always thought, even now with the typical 12 or 13 episode series, they should split it up into episode blocks, so you get like 3 or 4 episodes, and each of those should be their own story. That way you have more time to flesh out characters and tell the story you're trying to tell. And in terms of budget as well, if you're doing multiple episodes that are all the same story, you're not going to have to use as many sets and actors and such, so it's got to save a bit. So I don't know why they don't do it. I've always thought it would be a good idea for the show to take that kind of direction. However, with the current length that the shows are at, a 6 episode story is going to be a really, really long story. Longer than a feature film. How are they going to come up with something that long and not make it seem padded out with filler? I don't know. We're just going to have to see. The idea and concept I'm on board with. Whether or not they execute it well, we'll have to wait and see. Again, it's Chibnall, so I'm not entirely sure he can pull it off. But we shall see. We shall see. Even though I've not been happy with the run so far, and I've really not been happy with Chibnall so far, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I will still watch Series 13. I'm not just going to disregard it entirely. Hopefully, he will take the timeless children bollocks that he left us with last time, and he will work it into this series in a way that rectifies the problems that it currently makes. I still think there's time to do something with that could work instead of just leaving it as it is. And if you leave it as it currently stands, it ruins the show, as I went into in the last episode, so I won't keep going into that again. But there is also wiggle room to do something with it so that it's not actually what we currently think it is, and you could change it for the better, and I hope that he does that. But only time will tell, which is fitting in a TV show about time travel. Even though I'm okay with the concept of a story taking place over multiple episodes, I'm still not okay with this season only being 6 episodes long. It could have been 12 episodes and split into 2 stories, or even 3 stories or 4, which would have been better. But I understand that the reason that this is only 6 episodes long is nothing to do with this is just the story you wanted to tell. The reason it's 6 episodes long is because of trying to get the series filmed during the pandemic. They couldn't film as much as they normally would have. They knew it was either going to be a short series or no series at all, so they decided to do a short series and tell one, hopefully, big, brilliant story. And even though I would like to have another standard length series, if he can make a good story out of these 6 episodes, then I am more than happy to accept a shorter series. I'd rather have a brilliant short series than have a longer, mediocre one. So, yeah, all in all, I'm perfectly happy with the announcement of the series only being 6 episodes long, followed by 3 specials. I'm still sceptical that Chibnall has Doctor Who's best interests in heart, but I am still looking forward to seeing what he comes up with. Hopefully this one will be okay. Hopefully he can do something with this shorter series with the 1-story format. This might be more his alley rather than something episodic. Who knows? I do remain hopeful, and if he does ruin it, if it is another terrible Doctor Who series, then he'll be gone after it, so who cares? At the time of recording, the next showrunner hasn't been announced. By the time this gets uploaded, that very well may have changed. But right now, I have no idea who the next showrunner is going to be. I have no idea who it should be. I don't think anybody currently on the Doctor Who writing staff is really right for the showrunner job. So I have no idea where they're going to go or where they should. So we'll just see. I think it's going to take some doing to get someone who will be worse than what Chibnall has currently been up to this point. And hopefully won't be in the next season, but very well might. As for the next Doctor, I don't know who that'll be. There are rumours going about. I'm not going to acknowledge any of them. They are just rumours for now. I have no idea who it's going to be, nor do I know who it should be. Because for me, one of the big things with casting a new actor in the role of Doctor Who, for me, one of the big things about casting a new actor in the role of the Doctor is that it should normally be someone who you don't know. They're not a big name. Majority of the actors to play the Doctor have been people who became big through playing the Doctor. There are, of course, exceptions to that, but that's generally how it goes down, and I think that's when it ends up being the best. A classic example of that would be someone like Tom Baker, probably the best, and for my money, the best Doctor to ever grace the screen, and whoever will grace the screen is going to take someone immensely talented to ever best him in the role. Another great example from the modern era, Matt Smith. They both brought so much to the role. Nobody knew that they were going to be that good when they went into it because no one knew how talented they were. They weren't very well known. And they ended up being some of the most beloved actors in that role. I do think it generally works better when you get someone who's not that big of a name to take on the role. Again, there are exceptions to that. I mean, Eccleston did loads of movies before playing the Doctor, and he smashed it. Capaldi, again, and everybody knew Capaldi before he became the Doctor, but in terms of all the people to play the Doctor, he was probably the best in terms of actual acting ability. Not all of his stories were great, but he was a phenomenal Doctor. So who knows, it could really go any way, and I have no idea what way they're going to go, what way they should go. I'm just going to wait and see when it finally gets announced by the BBC. I'm not going to speculate too much myself. Just going to let it happen. And hopefully it'll be better than the last one. Again, that's nothing against Jodie. She's fine. I already said it in the last one, so I don't want to keep saying it. I don't want to have two of the same video, but it's Chibnall's fault. And with that, that is another beer down. Now, I hope you enjoyed me rambling about Chibnall a bit again for a second time. I will make sure that the next video will not be anything Doctor Who based in the slightest. But as that announcement was made after my last video, I felt it was important to get a bit of an explanation out there. And also as a result of that, I've ended up having to announce early about the cocktail videos. But again, you are going to be waiting a while for those. To get notified on them when they finally go up, subscribe to the channel. That is Fuller's London Pride crossed off the poster. So that is another beer down and another video to bring to a close. Thank you very much for watching if you did. Hopefully you've been keeping up with the series so far, and hopefully you will continue to do so. And if you do want to be notified when more of these videos go up, then please subscribe to the channel. If you like any of these videos, then please click like down below so that I know that you like them, and if you don't like them, then please feel free to press the dislike button as well. It's all useful information to me. And comment below to let me know what you think about Chibnall leaving Doctor Who. Did it surprise you when you heard it? Are you happy about it? Are you not so happy about it? I know the run does have some fans. And also comment below any topics of discussion that you might want me to cover in one of these videos, because I've got a lot of BS to get through, and I'm just hoping that I can think of enough things to say. But anyway, we've covered today's discussion, and the next one, I don't know what it will be. I will have a think. But yeah, any future ideas, let me know down below. So yeah, I think that is a video. Thank you once again for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. And hopefully I will see you in the next one.